Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Leenda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor. It's been a while since I've covered Gypsy Rose, and there's been a few things out there about her, so let's catch up to speed. Gypsy Rose's ex-husband, Ryan Anderson, speaks truth and spills secrets on Gypsy and Ken Urker. Ryan Anderson had gone on his live on TikTok recently where he was discussing the Lifetime series and how Gypsy and Ken were talking about him during filming. Surprise, surprise. He expressed how angry and upset he was about their actions and words, about him knowing it was going to be aired on television. It was nice to see Pixie, the dog he had gifted Gypsy, was still in the picture at his home and made a guest appearance trying to cheer up her daddy. Very sweet. Shocking fans, Ryan said Gypsy was the one who leaked out their private text messages to boost her own ego. These were the texts where Ryan had called her beautiful and how he still loved her. So in other words, she wanted to put the narrative out there that she is pretty and she is wanted, chased after. And it seems Gypsy has some self-confidence and self-esteem issues alongside some jealousy and need for validation. On a serious note, it is sad. Ryan Anderson was her stepping stone out of jail and into the real world without having to lift a finger. Ryan went on to say the day the baby was born, she texted him and sent him a picture of the baby. In a very unhealthy, sick way, she was continuing to string him along, clearly. She needs to feel wanted by Ryan still. It sure does seem Ryan has had enough and now is fed up. He's seeing the true person that she really is. She used him and is still trying to, behind Ken's back. Ryan also spoke out about Christy, Gypsy's stepmother, who has been extremely involved ever since Gypsy was released. She is also rumored to be the reason things rekindled with Ken. On a positive note, it's nice to see that Ryan Anderson is seeing things for what they truly are. Hopefully he can continue to move on and only let things get better in the future from here on out. According to People magazine, Gypsy Rose Blanchard reveals baby daughter Aurora didn't inherit her rare genetic condition. So relieved. Exclusive. Blanchard was first diagnosed with microdeletion 1q21.1 in 2012. Here's a picture of Ken, Gypsy, and their child together. Gypsy Rose Blanchard's daughter has not inherited the rare genetic condition that she has. On Wednesday, April 23rd, the 33-year-old shared on Instagram that her baby daughter, Aurora, whom she shares with her boyfriend, Ken Urker, has tested negative for the microdeletion, a rare genetic condition that Blanchard was first diagnosed with in 2012. Great news about Aurora. We're overjoyed to share that our sweet girl, Aurora, has tested negative for the rare condition known as microdeletion, Blanchard wrote in a statement on social media. This result brings us such immense relief and gratitude. Thank you to everyone who's kept us in your thoughts. Your support has meant the world. And here's the original IG post. Aurora is happy, healthy, and growing beautifully at 4 months old. We're looking forward to cherishing every moment with her with lighter hearts and hopeful spirits. According to the National Institute of Health, chromosomal change in which a small piece of the chromosome 1 is deleted in each cell. The change can increase the risk of delayed development, intellectual disability, physical abnormalities, and neurological and psychiatric problems. In a statement to People, Blanchard shared that she was so relieved to learn that her daughter didn't inherit this condition. I was tested in 2012 and was positive, and again last year in October, and again came back positive, she tells People. There was a 50-50 chance that she could have inherited it as well, so we got her tested and she came back negative. Therefore, herself and her future children won't have to worry about getting the condition that I have. It stops with me. We're so relieved to know that she is healthy and is meeting all her developmental milestones perfectly, the proud mom adds. And here's another photo, and they have an emoji blocking the baby's face. In February, Blanchard spoke to people and shared that her baby daughter, Aurora, is already starting to resemble her and Urker. I could see some of both me and Ken's stubbornness, which is not a bad thing, Blanchard said. I think because, like, whenever she wants to be held, she's firm on it. Whenever she's hungry or anything else, she's firm on it. And that's part of her little personality that we're starting to see. She's just starting to smile a bit here and there. She continued, she definitely loves to cuddle. She's a cuddle bug. As for who Aurora most closely resembled, Blanchard admits that it's Urker and not her. Honestly, I think Ken, she said. I looked at a picture of Ken when he was a baby and they look a lot alike. In another People article, Gypsy Rose Blanchard worries for her safety ahead of book signing after shop receives threats. This is how people get unalived. Yes, we have to use code words and terms. Respecting the community guidelines of the platform YouTube. Now, if you weren't aware, she did have a meet and greet book signing a couple months back, and there was a live stream. I don't know if it was Twitch or I don't think it was YouTube. It might have been TikTok. I don't know. But I believe her name was like Pink Pony Club or something. And she went, and Gypsy is aware of her and that she's not a fan of her. And she didn't even start any problems. As soon as they saw her, people came up to her and they told her to leave, and it was a whole thing. There were some people that were there to protest, but it wasn't a huge crowd. But Lifetime was there filming, and people had exposed that, and they said they were purposely shooting, allegedly, from angles to make it seem as if it was like fully packed and dangerous. We went over this, and I believe there is a live stream that I have up where we went over and watched the footage of that live stream that the woman did, and when she was kicked out. And after following that, there was rumors that Gypsy's book was taken off the shelves, that they were no longer selling it. And here on my channel, we exposed that and debunked it because I had called the bookstore and asked myself if they even still had signed copies. And they said they had plenty. So we had put that to rest. But I guess it looks like this is either a new one or this is what's going to be aired on the Lifetime series about what had happened. Gypsy Rose Blanchard feared for her life ahead of meet and greet book signing for her memoir on the April 28th episode of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup. So yes, this is after the fact. Now they're showing what happened. And it'll be interesting to see if it was like everybody said. They're making it look worse and bigger than it really was. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is struggling with life in the public eye as the 33-year-old prepared to attend her first, meet and greet book signing for her memoir, nearly canceled the event. On the April 28th episode of Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, Gypsy Rose began to worry about her safety. I will say I tried reading the book and doing the audiobook. Do not do either. The book was a little all over the place. And to Gypsy reading it, I couldn't. It also gets overly sexual in some ways, where it was like that could have been described differently and could have been left out. Like, I'm not talking about like major parts. There were some little things that the way they wrote it and described it, just, I don't know. It wasn't for me. I couldn't even get past, I think it was like 4 chapters. Nope. So at your own risk. As with most things in our world, it will not be smooth, her manager and former defense attorney Mike Stanfield told her on the phone, "Let's talk about the bumps here. The first thing is that over the weekend, the trolls came after the bookstore hardcore. They were calling the bookstore nonstop. They have been sending them tons of emails, putting tons of bad reviews, the works." Here's a picture of the cover of the book. Admitting she was not surprised that her hate following was attempting to ruin the signing, Gypsy Rose expressed concern about having an in-person gathering. "It's pretty scary whenever you have trolls online that cross over into the real world," she explained. "I have a lot of anxiety. I don't want to put myself at risk situations where everybody in creation knows where I'm going to be and at what time. The fear that I have right now is I'm carrying an innocent life," Gypsy Rose, who was pregnant with her first child at the time, shared. "It's hard to be a carrier when a lot of people want to see you fail or hurt you or want to harm you." While Stanfield assured her there would be plenty of security, both Gypsy Rose and her boyfriend Ken Urker questioned if she should go through with it. "I don't want you to be put in a situation where you might be in harm's way, even if it's just somebody harassing you verbally," he said. "I feel like this is a bad idea. I don't think it's good for my safety," she agreed. "This is just different from anything I've ever done before. This is the first time that I have ever exposed things to the public. You can meet her at this time, at this location. This is how people get unalived." Still, she insists that she had to go through with it, saying it's part of the book launch. "It's so important to sell those 600 books. I've seen a lot of people online threaten to come harass her," Ken told the cameras. "It gets me worked up. I hate these people. It's just sad. This is the first time people know where she's going to be, so it gives them the opportunity to organize and premeditate attacking her possibly. That's my girlfriend, and she's carrying my child, so that's my whole world right there." It's understandable. I get where he's coming from. Later in the episode, Stanfield and the bookstore called in local authorities to set up protection after receiving tips about certain individuals planning to cause a disruption. Apparently one of those, or I should say allegedly, one of those people was probably that TikToker. We just had a funnery wreath brought to the bookstore location, and on the card has listed as the deceased name Claudine and Gypsy Blanchard. Wow. Stanfield said, referring to Gypsy Rose and her late mother, Claudine D.D. Blanchard. "They need to get rid of it. So we are turning this over to the police because that seems marginally threatening to me." A victim of Munchin House by proxy, allegedly, Gypsy was sentenced to 10 years in prison in 2016 after she pleaded guilty to unaliving for her role in the unaliving of her mother, Dee Dee. In 2023, she qualified for early release after serving 85% of her sentence. When she finally arrived, Gypsy Rose realized how many people showed up just to support her. "Writing the book is an achievement, but having it be released out to the world, that's the goal here," she said, adding, "Going into anything with uncertainty of what could happen, and then you play out all the outcomes that could happen. Definitely, I got psyched out by the internet and the trolls. So yeah, careful at first, but we got through it. We made it," she continued. "The book staff was amazing for making it safe for me. It was just nice to meet really genuine supporters. One lady even said she went through something similar to me. It was really nice to actually get to face meet some of these people that this book is for. It makes all the stress worth it." So it looks like she still has plenty of drama going on and a full new season on Lifetime. Tell me what you guys think in the chat, and I will see you in another video real soon. I'm Leenda, and that's for the record, Your Honor.